Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're talking about 5 really easy, kind of affordable steps that I have taken to keep my skin really clear and really glowy. So I did a little bit of soul searching and I basically compiled a list of skincare products and skincare habits that I employ in order to keep my skin looking like this. So on a normal day-to-day basis, and even when I go to like parties or special events, or when I used to, I don't do that anymore, not thanks to COVID, but I generally don't wear foundation. Of course, I still break out here and there, especially during my cycle, but for the most part, this is how my skin looks and I'm really happy with it. So there are 5 methods that I use to keep my skin really clear and really glowy, and I'm going to share them with you. So the first one is cleansing twice a day. Some people can get away with not cleansing at all. Some people can get away with only cleansing at night and, rinsing their face with water in the morning. But for me personally, cleansing twice a day is a must. If I don't cleanse twice a day, I notice that my skin gets really congested and very dull, and I do break out from it. I get texture from it, I get a lot of irritation. So for me, it's in my best interest to cleanse twice a day. And generally the cleanser that I use, I don't have any particular cleanser that has changed my life or that I'm really loyal to, because I think cleansers are really fun. They're on your skin for like maybe 60 seconds max and then you wash it off. So you can't really expect them to dramatically change your skin. But I do think it's really important to have a cleanser that's not drying, not stripping, not harsh. Because having a really drying cleanser is actually going to contribute a lot of damage to your skin, especially your skin barrier, leaving it prone to, infection and just overall not being healthy. So I always use a non-stripping, non-drying cleanser. There are a ton that I really like, but right now, the 2 cleansers that I'm really loving are the Fenty Skin Total Cleanser and the Stratea Velvet Cleansing Milk. So the Fenty Skin Total Cleanser does have fragrance in it. I personally really like the fragrance in this. I think it smells really good. It adds to the, overall sensory experience of the cleanser. But if you're looking for a fragrance-free cleanser, which I understand is a concern for some of you, the Velvet Cleansing Milk from Stratea is fragrance-free, and it is super gentle and super ideal for people with really dry skin or very, reactive, sensitive skin that doesn't do well with fragrance. Also, double cleansing at night has been really great for removing makeup. Now, like I said, I don't wear foundation on a daily basis, but I do wear blush, concealer, bronzer, highlighter, complexion products. I may not be wearing foundation, but there's certainly product on my face. So going in with a cleansing balm as a first step in my skincare routine at night has been really important for just melting away all the makeup, melting away all the SPF that I wear, and really making sure that my skin is as clean as possible without stripping it completely dry. So hands down, my favorite cleansing balm right now is the Farmacy Green Clean. This is my 2nd or 3rd tub and I'm almost out of this one, so I need to repurchase it soon. This is such a great cleansing balm. It smells really good. It has a really beautiful sort of emulsification step when you combine it with water on the skin, and it rinses away very cleanly. So I really like this cleansing balm. So what I'll do is I'll use a cleansing balm first, rinse it away completely. While my skin is still wet, I'll go in with a cleanser, like a normal cleanser like this one, and then just kind of work it into my skin and rinse it off, pat dry, and then I'll go in with the next step in my skincare routine. The second skincare tip that I can give you is, for me personally, this probably changed my skin the most, which is incorporating exfoliating acids into my skincare routine. So there are 3 types of acids that I use. There are alpha hydroxy acids, beta hydroxy acids, and polyhydroxy acids. We'll start with the first one, AHAs, or alpha hydroxy acids. These are water soluble molecules that basically do surface level exfoliation. When you think of exfoliation in terms of brightening the skin, reducing hyperpigmentation, this is a molecule that I gravitate towards because it's really effective, but it's still hydrating. So these AHA molecules work by kind of dissolving the glue between skin cell layers to slough away kind of those dull, dead skin cells to reveal those bright new skin cells that are underneath. So there are many different types of AHA molecules. Probably the most common one is glycolic acid. Glycolic acid is considered the gold standard for AHAs because it's the most documented, it's the most researched, and I can see why. It is the smallest AHA molecule, so because of its small molecular size, it's able to penetrate a lot deeper into the skin cell layers, and it offers a lot more of an intense exfoliation experience. Probably my favorite glycolic acid that I've ever used is the Crave Beauty Hallelujah. I don't have it with me because I finished it up, but I definitely am missing it in my skincare routine. I'm gonna try a different AHA, a mandelic acid AHA, going forward, but if I had to go back to any, you know, particular AHA, I would definitely go back to the Crave Beauty Hallelujah because it's just a gorgeous product. It has 5.25% glycolic acid, and it is not just glycolic acid. It also contains a lot of other really great antioxidants, soothing ingredients, hydrating ingredients, and a really beautiful kind of cocktail blend of these gorgeous ingredients. The next type of exfoliating acid that I like to use is a beta hydroxy acid or salicylic acid. And I'm sure you've heard of salicylic acid because it's having its moment right now, and for good reason. BHAs are oil soluble, meaning that they can actually penetrate inside the pores and clean everything out. So this means helping with blackheads, helping with pore congestion, helping with all those pore issues that you may be having. A BHA will take care of it right away. Sorry guys, my camera died. I would say for BHAs, you should allocate at least 4 or more weeks to really see results with your skin. So the BHA that I have really been loving is this one from Farmacy. This is their Deep Sleep 2% BHA Pore Cleaning Toner with moringa and papaya. Funny story, I actually went out of town for a while and I didn't bring this or any other BHA with me, and oh my gosh, my skin sorely missed salicylic acid because I noticed that as I wasn't using a BHA in my routine for an extended amount of time, my pores really suffered. I was developing blackheads, I was developing a lot of pore congestion, like on my chin, on my nose, on my T-zone kind of area, and it just was not good. So a BHA definitely helps to keep my pores in really good shape. And then the last exfoliating molecule I wanted to talk about is polyhydroxy acids. So polyhydroxy acids are very similar to alpha hydroxy acids. The only main difference is that PHAs are much bigger, whereas AHAs are a lot smaller. So that means that PHAs offer a more gentle exfoliation. They're a lot less intense, and therefore they're a lot more better suited for people with more sensitive skin. So my favorite PHA product is from Glow Recipe. This is their Watermelon Glow PHA and BHA Pore Tight Toner. I don't really see a difference with my pores when I use this product alone without using like a dedicated salicylic acid. This is betaine salicylate, which is not the same thing as salicylic acid. I more see results from the PHA type ingredients in here and also the hydrating ingredients in here. This is such a gorgeous, really just hydrating toner type serum. It's really interesting. It's like a viscous thick water, probably due to the cactus water in here. But I really love everything about this. It's super hydrating. It makes my skin really bouncy and really glowy and just super radiant in the morning when I wake up after using this. My third tip is about skincare oils, and I really feel like oils are such an underrated ingredient in skincare routines. A lot of people don't use oils, and I do not know why, because for me personally, oils have changed my skin. I definitely notice a difference when I use an oil in my skincare routine, and I notice a difference when I don't use an oil in my skincare routine. So you might want to use an oil for a number of different reasons. So it can help reduce transepidermal water loss, so kind of sealing in hydration, making sure that your skin isn't losing a ton of moisture to the air and the environment. It can help to soften the skin, and it can even help to reduce acne if you're using an oil that's high in something called linoleic acid. So yeah, oils are just super underrated in my opinion, and they do a ton of great things for the skin, and they just feel really nice. For me personally, I have normal to dry skin, definitely more dry in the winter time, and so my favorite step in my skincare routine when I'm doing like a nighttime skincare routine is just putting a couple drops of beautiful oil on my face and just letting it sink in. Oh my god, it feels so good on my dry skin. My favorite ingredient for an oil is rosehip seed oil, and it's quite a light sort of dry texture to it. It's very lightweight, it's not greasy, it's not goopy, it's not any of those scary oily type concerns that people have. If you have oily skin, you can run away screaming from oils, being like, no thank you, I don't want any of that because I already have oily skin. Nice thing about rosehip seed oil is that it's high in something called linoleic acid, so it can basically help to balance out the sebum production that you have going on. And there's even some evidence to suggest that incorporating rosehip seed oil or another other oil that's high in linoleic acid can help to reduce acne. So Good Molecules makes a really great rosehip seed oil. It's really tiny, but it's super affordable, and you only need a couple drops. I love to apply like a couple drops of the oil into my palms, warm it up, and then press it into my skin as the last step in my skincare routine, and the results are just gorgeous. I wake up with really beautiful, really radiant, glowing skin. Oils really amp up the glow in my opinion, and the nice thing is that they tend to be very instantaneous results. So if I know that I need to take pictures the next day, the night before I will apply like this rosehip seed oil to my skin, and my skin will just look so radiant and healthy and glowy in the morning. So my fourth tip is really important, and that's not picking at your skin and just letting pimples run their course. This is probably the most difficult step for me, but truly following this step has made the biggest difference in my skin, especially when it comes to hyperpigmentation. So while alpha hydroxy acids can be very helpful for getting rid of hyperpigmentation, not picking at your pimples in the first place is what will prevent hyperpigmentation from even occurring in the first place. So the biggest tip that I can give you is to use pimple patches. Use them during the day, use them at night, use them whenever. But the good thing is that they really help to prevent you from picking at your acne. My favorite pimple patches are the CosRx ones. These are the Acne Pimple Master Patches. They are super inexpensive. You get a ton of them in a pack, and they're, like I said, inexpensive. You can go through them really quickly if you want, and it won't, you know, really hurt your wallet. So basically these come in like these round sticky patches that you peel off and stick onto a blemish. So they cover up the pimple in a hydrocolloid dressing, and it's twofold. It does two things. So first of all, because it's covering up the pimple, you can't pick at it because it's being covered up. That's probably the primary reason why I use this. Is just like a really great deterrent for helping me not pick at my acne. But beyond that, these are hydrocolloid dressings, so they will suck up any excess oil or just, you know, any junk inside the pimple. I know that sounds so gross, but if you're one of those people who loves to squeeze at pimples because you love seeing the gunk come out of it, these are just as satisfying, because if you apply them, you know, during the day or overnight, peeling them off after a couple hours and seeing all the junk that's accumulated on the little patch, trust me, it's just as satisfying, and you don't damage your skin. These really do flatten my pimples that have come to a head overnight, and they leave no marks behind. Like seriously, these are game changing. If you're gonna pick any of the skincare tips that I talk about in this video, let it be this one, because if you are someone who struggles with a lot of pimples, or even, you know, if you're like me and you only get the occasional pimple here and there, but then you really struggle with the residual hyperpigmentation that gets left behind, these are seriously amazing. And then my final tip to keeping my skin clear and glowy is simultaneously sticking to a routine, but also listening to my skin's needs. So this one is a little bit tricky to describe, so I'm gonna do my best to articulate what I'm thinking. So obviously, I believe in consistency. I think that for most skincare products, you need to have a very consistent routine using these products in order to see results. Like I said, for the BHAs, you need like a month to see results. For the oils, it's a little bit quicker to see results, but at the same time, if you wanna see lasting benefits from any skincare product, you have to use it consistently. But that being said, if my skin is feeling really dry, I will ditch my current moisturizer and opt for a thicker, richer, heavier moisturizer. On the other hand, if my skin is feeling really reactive and really irritated and really sensitive, I cut out all my exfoliating acids and I just stick to hydrating, soothing treatments. So above all else, just listen to what your skin needs. Obviously, this comes with experience and just knowing your skin really well, but once you get really in tune with what your skin needs, I think it becomes a lot easier to figure out what your skin is trying to tell you, and then tailoring your routine to exactly fit that. So as I say with all my videos, what works for me may not work for you, so take this all with a grain of salt. But for me personally, these are the 5 things, the 5 skincare practices that have really changed my skin and made my skin what it is right now. So I'm really curious to know what your tips are for maintaining clear, glowy, happy, healthy skin. And it would also be really helpful that while you're talking about your personal experience with skincare in the comments down below, if you also mention your skin type, because I know that can be really really important for determining, you know, what works for certain people. So if you liked this video, then do give it a thumbs up and comment down below with any of the tips that you found really informative or really helpful in this video. If you have any questions about any of the tips in today's video, then definitely let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to get back to you. But with all that being said, thank you all so much for watching and spending this time with me. Have a beautiful week and I will see you in my next video. Bye!